Before we get started, I would like to take a few minutes of your time to give an overview of what we do. So basically, this is Genex Technologies, and of course, you all know that Genex Technologies is a renewable energy company in Lagos, Nigeria, and we partner with the best solar manufacturing companies in the world. Our products actually ranges from the tier 1 solar panels, that's the Jinko solar panel and the Canadian solar panels. Of course, we have our Genex and Growatt hybrid inverters ranging from the 3 kilowatts 24 volts to the 10 kilowatts 48 volts. We have our new Max battery, that's a 12 volt 200 amps AGM model. We have the lithium ion batteries as well. So it will interest you all to know that we now have the XBC 12.4 volts slash 200 amps, that's the box battery. So this is as demand from our top clients who prefer the lithium ion batteries in 12 volt models. We have them available, as well as the 5 kilowatt hour and the 10 kilowatt hour batteries. Of course, without leaving out, we also have our mounting accessories and our lighting bulbs. Now, as part of our core responsibilities to further train students to be professional field installers, I would like to further update you that the Batch 14 Academy will commence its training on the 31st of August, which is this Saturday. And if you would like to partake in the academy, kindly engage Jesufemi on the number that I'll be calling out shortly. Please engage Jesufemi on 080 910 23062. I'll call it again, 080 910 23062. Thank you very much. So I'll be handing over to Engineer Kula Koya for today's topic. Please don't forget to mute your device so it doesn't distract the lecture. Thank you. Please stay tuned. All right, Engineer Kule.
Hello?
Okay, yeah, please, you can go on. We can hear you now.
Okay, good morning, everybody. You are all welcome on board.
Good morning.
The topic before us this morning is lithium ion battery. Exploring lithium ion energy storage for solar system. Sorry. Oh. Okay. Introduction to lithium ion to lithium energy storage. Lithium ion batteries have revolutionized the renewable energy sector by providing efficient and dependable energy storage for solar systems. We will be explaining the key benefits and considerations of integrating lithium energy storage to maximize the potential of solar power. Benefits of lithium energy storage as listed here. The first one is high energy density. It has a lot of energy. It can, when you store it, when it's charged, you can actually take a lot of energy from it. That's what it means. Unlike others that we take sometimes, or they have, although everything has limits. But as we go further, we'll see other benefits that will explain what this particular first statement means. High energy density is you can actually cascade batteries to give high singular one has energy, even if it's just for it to deliver power. Fast charging capability. Lithium-ion batteries that you can easily find. Yes, you can still charge them within the normal range of other batteries. Like, okay, if it's C10, say you give it if it's C10 and it's 200 amp hour battery, for instance, it's going to take about 20 amps, and it's going to charge for 10 hours. You are expected to take energy from it not more than 10 hours. I mean, not less than 10 hours. Then when you are charging it too, within that range. But for lithium-ion battery, you can actually charge it from 0 to full within 2 hours, within 3 hours, within 5 hours. So when you look at this with solar energy time, if you have solar energy time of about 4 to 5 hours, you can actually use lithium. You just put enough solar panel, pump energy into it. Within 5 hours, your battery is full. And then you have a reserve to be used for the rest of the day. When there's no sun, you can always fall back to it. But for the other batteries, they will take 10 hours, 5 hours for sun, and then, the battery will not get filled up. And if you want to utilize it, you need a bigger bank to compensate for that. So a lot of advantages that the lithium-ion has. Now, low self-discharge rate. When you keep lithium-ion battery after fully charged, it doesn't quickly discharge like others. The rate of discharge is very low. It's not that it won't discharge. It's also battery, but it's going to take a longer time compared to other batteries. High discharge rate. That's just what is part of what I explained at the number one. You can take a very high current from it. The same time is the same compared to other batteries, but the discharge time in this case now, when the current you are taking from it is very high, the time will be short. Still maintain the same amp hour. The amp hour is a standard. So if it's expected that you take 20 amps from it and it's going to run for 10 hours, you can take 40 amps from it without harming the battery. I'm talking of lithium-ion batteries now. And then it will work for maybe 5 hours. You can take more than that, maybe 25 amps or 30 amps from it. The time will only become shorter. The same way when you want to charge it back. You can charge it with 30 amps, you can charge it with 50 amps. It will quickly charge up, and the rest of the energy that you have can go for other things. So long cycle life means it lasts longer. This is talking about the lifespan compared to, for instance, the lead acid cell battery. That the life cycle is just about 3 years, 2, 3 years, some maybe 4 years at all. In fact, I doubt if you can get a very good thing that is rated to last for 4 years. That's on wet cell or AGM and co, lead acid cell. But this one can go as high as 15 years. So when you have a battery that can last for 15 years, even if it doesn't last up to that, look at the time, look at the stress, look at the money involved. If you do your calculation very well, you are going to make a lot of gain when using lithium ion batteries. So it lasts longer than other batteries. High efficient. All these that I've explained, they are also talking about the efficiency. It's more accurate. It gives the power. The losses is just minimal. So if you charge it, you are sure of the energy that is inside. It's not that maybe some is wasted. Even when you are charging it, doesn't waste more energy to temperature like others that when you are charging, by the time you charge fully, if you look at the energy that you have stored and the energy you pump into the charger is the one you pump into the charger for lead acid cell is higher compared to the one you are going to pump into lithium ion batteries. When you look at it, is what the lithium ion battery needs to charge that it will take. So that's that. So it's highly efficient, and it gives what it has reliably. So long lifespan that has been explained, increased system reliability. Yeah, because it lasts longer. It's much reliable. Doesn't fail anyhow. Doesn't require maintenance oftenly. You don't need to go and be tightening anything like the other one or be checking for corrosion like this. I'm not saying it doesn't require maintenance, but not the same rate. This is electronic controlled batteries and is monitored. So factors to consider in choosing a lithium battery. The capacity, just the same way you are going to consider capacity in any other batteries in your design. Look at the battery because they come in various capacities. Your cell phone, your mobile phone has lithium ion batteries and it's very small. Those rechargeable torch lights, flashlights that you have, they use lithium ion batteries. Some of them don't use, but most of all these equipment now, they use lithium ion batteries and they come in various sizes, various shapes, various capacities. So they require different charge capacity too. So the load that will be on it depends on the capacity of the battery. It has specifications. So you are not allowed to over discharge, although there are protective devices around it. But then one has to be cautious. So you look at the capacity of what you want. Am I looking for 200 amp hour, 48 volts? Am I looking for 200 amp hour, 12 volts? Is it 24 volts? Lithium ion comes in various capacities. Your power bank has lithium ion batteries in it, and they are of very low voltage packed. It could be in 12 volts, they will arrange it, some could be in 6 volts, it depends. Then you consider the voltage, like I've mentioned now, the voltage of the system. For instance, you want to use it for an inverter. What's the operating DC voltage of the inverter? So that's the voltage of the battery you are going to buy. Chemistry of the lithium, chemistry of the lithium is lithium ion, and like PO4 happens to be one of the best. Depth of discharge, the DOD. That's where the battery will shut down when you load it, when it's discharging. It will have the manufacturer specification value, like the DOD. They will tell you everything. Just make sure you read manual for everything. Seek information for anything about lithium, about everything generally, not only lithium ion. But in case of lithium ion, you have to be sensitive to all this that we are mentioning. Cycle life, because they come in different sizes, from different manufacturers, and they have different cycle life. Some may be 10 years, some may be 15 years, some may just be about 6 years. So it depends. So look at the one you want. Which one will pay you? If you go for long lifetime, the one that has a long life cycle is going to pay you. To pay, you won't need to spend a huge amount of money within a short space of time. So maximum charge and discharge current. This is very important. They come in different sizes, different capacities. So you look at it. Lithium ion has the high current, high discharge, and charge current. So you look at it. Does it match what you want to do? Mind you, the batteries are sensitive to surge. They can shut down. They have been protected. So if your surge, if the surge that from the load that you want to put on it is higher than the surge handling capacity of the lithium ion, it's going to shut down. It's not going to get damaged. So you should be careful that the surge from your load doesn't get to the maximum surge capacity of the battery, so that you don't experience a shutdown when your load wants to start. This is very important. Efficiency, of course, they are highly efficient. They are so you got all this, you see there. Because this comes from, okay, they say it's 200 amp power. When you load it with 10 amps, how long does it last? When you load it with 20 amps, how long does it last? Does it correspond with what they specify? So if it is stated that, oh, it is 200 amp hour, but when you load it with 20 amps, you are going to get 8 hours, then it's telling you something. Because it will have given you the DOD where it's going to shut down. It is you that will know that I want, maybe it's not communicating with your battery, with your inverter, then you will set a value that it should not shut down. If it's communicating, the communication is normal. It will definitely shut down without harming the system. Without the battery will not shut down, but the inverter will shut down on low battery. So all this is very important. The battery is highly efficient. Temperature range. All batteries are not friendly to temperature. So, but they will still give the temperature range in the specification. So you have to be careful. Don't go and put a battery beside the generator where it is hot. And then the whole body, everything will be heating up. They are supposed to be kept in a cool environment. This is important as well. Safety features. Yes, it's important. What's the body? What's the package? What are the safety measures? Go through the manual, because the casing alone is part of the safety. The material they use in making the lithium ion should also give, the specification will give safety of everything about it. How is it safe? Does it emit something that is dangerous to human beings? Does it so? But I can tell you, lithium ion batteries are very safe, most especially from the right source, from a good manufacturer. No, they are very safe. They are just like electronics, So smart batteries management system that you need to check, because the batteries naturally come with the BMS, which takes the balancing of the cells, making sure that the batteries are not overcharged, making sure that the battery is being monitored well when it's under discharge, when the temperature around it is high, when the internal temperature is high. So all these have been taken care of. So you look at the specification and check well with the manufacturer information. It's very important. If all these things are not there, then you may be buying a battery that may be dangerous to environment, to man environment. So compatibility. You check your system. Is your system compatible with the lithium-ion battery you want to use? Or is the lithium-ion battery compatible with the system, your inverter? Because it's not every inverter that is compatible with lithium-ion. They are just coming up with different designs now. In those days, they are not compatible. That's why when lithium-ion batteries manufacturers started, they had a very wide range, such that some inverters could fit in. But then a lot of information from here and there that some lithium-ion battery caught fire, and then so people were scared. But now a lot of measures have been put in place to make sure that the batteries are safe. The inverter that you want to use with it, you have to be careful to check compatibility, make sure that everything will work well. The brand and the reputation of the manufacturer or the brand name is important as well. Now, functions of lithium battery management system, which is the BMS, as part of the battery itself. This is a circuit that takes care of the monitoring that we are talking about. These are the like sensors, monitors. They just gave it that name, battery management system. That's the BMS. It manages the affairs, the condition, the temperature, the charge, the voltage, and everything on the battery. So that's where the sensitivity of the battery is. Now, it protects against overcharging and undercharging of the batteries. Cells balancing, because lithium ion, a big one, has a lot of cells in it. So, and each cell has to be charged like independently. They will charge collectively, they will charge at some point, they charge like independently. That is the work of the BMS, to make sure that each of the cells is independently charged and the voltage across each cell is equal to any other cell there. So if one cell is 1.01, the other one too should be 1.01. That's what it means. So that they all grow old together. They all deliver the same current. They all charge with the same current. Not that one will just get charged with even if they are charging with the same current, one will not have higher voltage. No. So temperature regulation is part of the circuit. It calculates the state of charge, gauges how much energy the battery has left. When you switch on the battery, you will see it. If it's the one that is having display, you can press it to see, oh, is it 100% full? It will tell you, oh, it's 50% full. Is 20% full. You understand? State of charge. It will tell you the state of charge. It will tell you depth of discharge of the battery. So information that you need is this circuit that is monitoring the cell that will be able to deliver it to you. Because you will know what's going on inside. It is monitored by the electronics. So it monitors the battery state of health. If it's healthy, you would see it there. Then it will tell you how many times you've used it, what's the energy, the battery, the technology is getting more advanced. So they are including some other features into it, like telling you, oh, this battery has been used for so. It can even tell you the number of years that has been used for. It will tell you, oh, the number of days, the energy that has been taken from it, like that. All those information will be called. But the major ones are, is it fully charged? What's the percentage? Is the battery okay? To tell you that. So battery safety protection, that's over current, short circuit, over voltage, under voltage, ultra high temperature, ultra low temperature. So it monitors all this. And if the battery needs to shut down because of excessive voltage on the cell, it is this circuit that will shut it down. If the temperature inside is rising, when it rises beyond the expected calibrated value, it will shut down. So everything has been programmed that when you get to so value, this is what you should do. When you get to so value, this is what you should do. When the current taken from it is too much, the battery will just shut down. So don't kill me. Okay, send real-time information to your inverter. This is one very intelligent part of it. It will communicate with your inverter. That's where the compatibility falls in. It must. If your inverter is not the one that is compatible with lithium ion or with that particular lithium ion, there won't be any communication between them. So you can't get full energy delivery from the battery. That's what it means. And then the battery can be misbehaving because it may just shut down depending on what. Since they are not communicating, then it will get to a point the inverter may not know that it's over discharging, or it's, something will just happen. The inverter will shut down, and then you'll be wondering why this is happening. So it is safe when the inverter and batteries are communicating. Extend the life of your battery. When all these conditions around it is normal, the life of the battery will be definitely longer. No wonder they can tell you the battery is expected to last for 15 years. Because they've tested everything in the lab, they've done the protective device around it has been tested to give that reliability. Now, lithium-ion batteries management system. You can see pictorial diagram. See the way the batteries are packed together. The circuit that is attached to the body is the BMS. So, and it's interconnected to all the cells, to each of the cells, as you are seeing it. So, SOC, SOH, calculation, it does it. Battery protection, it does it. Charge and discharge control, it does it. Cell balancing, it does it. You can see in we have different, now, recommended lithium-ion batteries. We have SVC, 12 volts, that is 200 amp hour. It's also the same quality of cell that is used, like PO4. This is a very good material. You can see there is a 5 kilowatt hour, which is 5.12, 24 volt. You can see 200 amp hour. We have the one that is 48 volt, that is 100 amp hour. We have 5 kilowatt, 5.12 kilowatt hour, 24 volts, 200 amp hour. So they come in various sizes. Some are wall mounted, some are rack mounted, some are floor mounted. Floor mounted means it will just stand upright by itself, and you can bolt it down. The wall mounted, you have to hang it on the wall. The first one that is 12 volts is rack mounted. You can design a rack for it, just like ordinary normal AGM batteries that you slot them inside a rack and you interconnect them together. They are just like that. Then some, you put them one on top of the other one. They can be wall mounted or standing alone, like mega tanks you see there can be on the floor. Then you put others on it. You can stack up to 3. So that's the recommended lithium batteries. Now, best practices for installation and maintenance of lithium batteries. Follow manufacturer's guidelines. When I started, I told us that it is important to follow instruction, read, get information, ask questions, make sure you get correct information. If it's not clear, ask again. Me, I always like to confirm, reconfirm, and be sure, because once you make a mistake, it's just like somebody that they are training to shoot gun, and then they are telling you, do this, this is how to do this is how to do it. Because once you have fired, the bullet is gone. You have no control over it again. It's just like an inverter that is spoiled because of mismanagement or wrong commissioning on site. Then you have to take it back to the repair center. You can imagine the stress, and then your client will lose stress in you, and then you may be losing business. It goes far. Please let us read carefully and abide with whatever the installation, the instruction says. If it's not clear, find out more. Follow manufacturer's guidelines. They have reason for putting those guidelines there. If they say 5 kilowatt inverter, high voltage MPPT, anytime you are connecting it, don't put the solar on a bus bar with others, even when you are connecting in parallel. They have reasons. If you do that, it will get damaged. So these are instructions. If you are not instructed or you don't know, you will think, I've been connecting it together before now. We always create a bus bar for all the solar panels. Let's do the same thing. You damage it. The same thing is applicable to everything. Now, proper sizing and configuration, very important. You need to know your design. Don't put one battery that is rated 10 kilowatt hour on 10,000 watt load. You can look at that. Because a 10 kilowatt hour battery that is 48 volts is just 1,000 watt load for 10 hours. When you increase the load, which is the advantage of the lithium, when you double the load, like, okay, if battery can take higher load, you increase the load, it can handle 2,000 watt load. When that happens, the time will reduce. The battery may not get damaged because it's still within the capacity. It doesn't mean now that you should go and put 10,000 watt load on a 10 kilowatt hour battery because they say it's 10 kilowatt, that's 10,000. People don't know. It's not like that. Get a standard design. Let it be thorough. Let everything be, you cannot, of course, you can't be 100% accurate, but then you should do something that will work. So proper sizing of all components around the system is very important. Install in a safe location. Like I've mentioned that when I was talking before, don't go and put it in a hot environment. No battery likes high temperature. Don't put it where rain is falling. Everything is stated in the manual, in the instruction, do's and don'ts. It's not outside unit that you can put in the sun, in the rain. Don't do that. So follow instructions. Securely mount the batteries using the right tools and accessories. If it is wall mounted, don't just hang with one screw or one old bolt. Because two can hold it, you leave it like that. Make sure the wall is strong enough to carry it. Look at every situation around it and make sure that once the proper installation is done, unless you want to call for maintenance or they call you for another installation, that's the way it should be. If you don't have the right tools, you may end up damaging what you want to install. You may end up spending a lot of time. You may end up wasting money, losing integrity. It goes far. Ensure proper connection so that the system will not catch fire one day. If terminals begin to hack and sparking, it burns and start to burn cables, burn trunking, and fire comes, the client needs to now use a extinguisher to put it out before they call you. You're already losing it. Use the right protective device. SPD protectors are there around your inverter. For the battery, use the right circuit breakers. Don't just rely on everything that the battery is intelligent. So you won't have circuit breakers between the battery and your inverter. When you want to troubleshoot and you have many batteries connected in parallel, how do you troubleshoot only one inverter or one battery alone? So troubleshooting becomes not easy. But if you have breakers around your system in such a way, you can say, okay, I want to eliminate only this battery because it's faulty. And you eliminate only that. I want to eliminate only this inverter because it's faulty. Because you have all the protective devices around the circuit breakers and to isolate, you do that easily. Your lighting arrestor, your earthing connection, very important. Use the right protective devices. Then do not connect in series except directed by the manufacturer or stated in the user manual. Some people will say, yes, because it's 48 volts battery, it's a singular battery. If the manufacturer did not instruct you that, oh, these 48 volts lithium ion batteries you can connect in series, do not do that. They have high voltage and they have BMS control when you are connecting lithium ion batteries in series. So please be careful. Read instructions and abide with them. The feature of lithium energy storage: improved chemistry. They always improve on it. I mentioned that in those days, if you hear lithium ion batteries, you won't want to go near it. You hear that so a person's house was burnt, and the inverter system, everything caught fire. And people were afraid. But now, some lithium ion batteries have an extinguisher in them. Not even talking of the materials they use in production of the batteries themselves, because they use phosphor is extinguishing, has extinguishing property. So it suppresses fire from burning. So some will still put extinguishers, a kind of extinguisher in the casing. When you open the casing, you see some are like that. So that when in case anything happens that has to do with fire, it will just, just discharge itself and make sure that it doesn't cause embarrassment. Improved efficiency. It will always get better. And performance. Yes. Now, batteries, you can remotely watch batteries independently. See what's going on through your Wi-Fi on the battery. See how you can control. You can shut one down. You can program. You can do many things on batteries now. They are becoming more intelligent. Increased adoption. Yes, people now come on to look for lithium-ion batteries because if you do your calculation well, you will know that there's no way you will vote for lithium-ion batteries that is not going to benefit you. Installers will get more jobs. Manufacturers will produce more. Clients they will say, oh, I've done this thing. In fact, I'm just testing, and I've tested for over 5 years. I have rest of mind. Nobody is carrying acid within my sitting room to say they want to put in a wet cell, or the battery within 2 years is bad, or the stress of going every 2 years, and the cost is increasing. As the cost of everything is going high, the cost is also going high. Cost of AGM batteries are going high, wet cell going high. Lithium ion too is going high. So everything goes high, and then now look at the rate of change of other batteries compared to this. You know that it's always advantageous to go for them. Artificial intelligence, yes, they have it in them now that they know when to shut down, when to do this. You can easily monitor from your app, from your phone. Solid state lithium ion batteries. So different batteries are coming on board. So manufacturers are increasing in knowledge. They are increasing technologically, and they are pushing them out for use. We are talking of electronic cars. They use batteries. I think we now have question section. Thank you very much for listening.
All right. That was very enlightening and interesting. Thank you very much for that, Engineer Kunle. So please, we'll be taking short questions. You can either unmute if you have any questions to ask, or you type it in the chat box. Although we have a question from Mr. Sadiq Hakim today asking for the difference or the meaning between the BMP and BMF. And I believe just Femi has been able to answer that. So please, if you have questions, please, you can just unmute and then you signify. Questions, please.
Can you hear me?
Okay. All right, Engineer Kunle. Hello, are you with me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we have a question from for Engineer Annie, that's Limitless Solar. He's asking a question,
Okay.
what is solid state lithium ion battery?
I have to check. Solid state has to do with we have some components that are called solid state, like relay. They are electronic compared to. I just want us to understand that solid state. Now, in those days, we still have them now. We have relays that are mechanical, they are electromechanical. Now we now have solid state relays. They are made of like components like MOSFET. Instead of using that ion contact, they are using electronics. So I think that we have to explain that instead of using some mechanical relay to switch in the like the BMS when they want to disconnect, then when the battery wants to shut down, you may not see any relay in it. But before now, you may see a big relay that will disconnect the battery. But now, they use those MOSFETs parallel cascaded together that can easily disconnect the battery without flashing, without blowing up or anything. So that's what it means inside the lithium-ion batteries.
All right, thank you very much for that. However, we have another question from Mr. Mojid Alayaki. So he's asking, what is the difference between the 24 volts and the 48 volts of 5 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery?
Difference between between 24 volts and 48 volts is a bit clear. 24 volts is representing two of the normal batteries, which is 24. So we have some inverters that work with 24 volts. While we have some that work even on 12 volts, we have some that operate on 48 volts, like Genex for the 5 kVA inverters, or like some we don't with 5 kVA, like things like other models. they operate on 48 volts. Now, the batteries that are here now, we have 48 volts that are 200 amp hour. Just the same way we have them in normal batteries. That we have a 200 amp hour, we have 100 amp hour batteries. The same way we have lithium ion batteries. So we have 24 volts, that is also 200 amp hour, but it's 24 volts. Then we have 5 kilowatt hour batteries that are 100 amps. Of course, they are 100 amp hour batteries. We have 48 volts as well that are 100 amps, as in the stated current that it can withstand. That's the maximum current. But then the amp hour of the battery is 200 amp hour. So they are different. You just need to get which one do you want, what exactly do you want to use it for. We also have a lithium ion battery that is 48 volts, that is 200 amp hour, but the current that it can deliver is up to 200 amps. It's different from the same capacity that can deliver 100 amps. You can see if you place them side by side, they are both 48 volts, 200 amp hour battery, but one has a greater strength of 200 amps, while the other one is 100 amps. So I think that answers the question.
Yes, it does. That was quite explicit. Okay, yeah, we have a question from Mr. John Oga. So his question goes thus. Talking about compatibility of lithium-ion batteries and inverter, how do we ensure that with different manufacturers of inverter as well as, with different manufacturers of inverters, or is it always stated that a particular inverter is compatible to a certain inverter? That's what I think what he's trying to say is how can he confirm if the lithium ion battery is compatible or will be compatible with the inverter?
Okay, for lithium ion batteries, the manufacturers know that they want to capture like the whole of the world. They want the application to be extremely wide. That's why they will state in their specification that you can use this so brand of inverter. You can use Genex inverter with this battery. You can use a grower with this battery. You can use this with it. They will state it. So you need to find out. You can't just pick any lithium-ion battery and put it together with any inverter. No, you need to first of all confirm that okay, the manufacturer has stated that our battery can work with Genex battery. Like we have our SVC, it can work with Genex inverter. It can work with other brands, but it will have been stated. Maybe there or what's it called? Other brands. It will be stated. It will have a list of inverters that the battery can actually operate with.
All right, that answers that. So we have another question from Mr. Henry G2E. When asked what's the C rating of our lithium-ion battery, what should be the
I didn't hear that. Sorry, coming.
When asked what's the C rating of our lithium-ion battery, what should be the response?
The full rating of our lithium-ion batteries. That's
the C rating.
The response.
C rating. The
C rating.
Yes.
Okay, like I said, what they are trying to do in terms of C, or they may put it in the specification, but it's part of the easily seen on the label or on the body. You know, when I was talking about one being 100 amps and the other one being 200 amps. They are not the same C rating. Of course, normally 200 amp hour, 48 volts, 10 kilowatt hour battery, we will say yes, it can operate with 10 hours, it can operate with 5 hours, lower than that. But they're giving the current that it can operate with. I think the current is what the person really needs. That, okay, this battery, you can give it this current. So if they say it's 100 amps, which means you can operate with 50 amps. And when you look at that, you can tell that the person. So if they say it's 200 amps, which means you can operate with 100 amps, but the time will be short, very, very short. It's not that it's going to get damaged. So look at that. People
Hello,
looking for
can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay. So I don't know if I can just add to what you said concerning the issue of compatibility of lithium-ion batteries.
Okay.
So lithium-ion batteries, if you check your inverters, you'll notice that some inverters will tell you they have so and so protocol, because these batteries also come with communication. And part of what you want to do is you want to make sure that your battery can communicate with your inverter. So the protocol for the battery would have to be one of the protocols listed for the inverter. That's one of the things you want to check for compatibility. Then with regards to C rating, so the C rating is usually tied to the ampage of the lithium-ion battery. So you have some lithium-ion batteries, like a 5 kilowatt lithium-ion batteries, might be 100 amps. And then they'll say the C rating is 0.5. That means 0.5 of the stated 100 amps, which is 50 amps. If you now have a C rating of 1, that simply means 100%, which is what do you call it? 100 amps.
100.
So the C rating, so if you say the C rating is 1, that means 100%, which is 100 amps. If the C rating is 0.5, that means 50%, which is 50 amps. If the C rating is 2, that means 200%, which is 200 amps. So that's how you use to calculate to know the C rating for your lithium-ion battery. So those are my own additions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this is applicable to the charge and discharge current, because he's talking about current. It's not just the when you are discharging it alone. It's charge, and it's the same way. The current that you can take from it is the current you can give to it. So whether it's a C rate of 1C or 0.5C, you know, it's the same current that you can take. That's what it can give. Thank you very much for that addition.
All right, thank you, Engineer Kunle. Thank you, Engineer Hani. So we have another question from Mr. AJ Olaiwola. And the question goes thus: what should be the consideration on the number cell in LiFePO 4? What are the maximum number to be considered?
Maximum number of cells to be considered in the battery.
Yes.
So I need to understand, is this in one battery, like for instance, 10 kilowatt hour battery?
It's the question wasn't explicit, but we can just give an overview.
If that's the, I think this will vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. Depends on the way they want to design the battery. It depends on what they are using. If it's like 3 or 4, because I don't know. So they can come in different shapes, different sizes. So the number of cells depends on the capacity of each cell. So they can double it, because I've seen one where they put the cells are arranged. I think it's about the other 16 or so. They put them together, like double. One is in a string. The other one is in a string. They double them to make the battery, either 5 kilowatt hour or so. So it depends on the manufacturer. That has to do with the internal structure and from the design, from the manufacturer.
Good morning, moderator. Please, Engineer Kule, can I contribute to what that question is all about?
Yes, you're free. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mrs. Omotosho, good morning. Everyone, good morning. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. With respect to the question, the last question that was asked, I am quite sure that maybe it's talking about numbers of batteries that can be paralleled together. And I want to say that is a function of the manufacturer of the batteries. There are some that they can only allow maximum of 8, just like Engineer Kule has stated in the presentation that you can't series it unless it's otherwise stated that you want to series the battery. But in terms of parallel, you can parallel as many as the manufacturer says. And it is in line with also the communication protocol for those batteries. There are some batteries that the communication protocol can only allow you to parallel not more than 8 at once. There are some that can allow you to parallel up to 16. Then there are some that if you are going above that numbers of parallel connection, you may need a hub to still communicate with all those batteries. So it's a function of the manufacturer. Then going back to the other question that was talking about the voltage of the battery and the capacity. The cells in that battery determine the voltage of the battery. For instance, if you have 12 volts, then that 12 volts is not more than 4 cells inside, since each cell is about 3.2 volts. That's for some manufacturer. Now, if you're going to 24 volts, that means it's around 8 cells. Then for 48 volts, is a function of the manufacturer, what they want to package for you. There are some that are 16 cells, just like you mentioned. Then there are some that are 15 cells. So from the presentation, you have highlighted that we must read manuals, which is very, very important. So reading manual will shield us from a lot of pitfalls. So that's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much for
much.
that insight.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ayodele. Okay, please, we'll be taking the last question, and this is coming from Haxion. Okay, ask the question, is 200 amps lithium battery equivalent to 200 amps of other batteries?
I need to get something clear. Amps or amp hour? Now, let me go by the amp hour. Like we have, because that's what is common that people are talking about. Amp hour. 200 amp hour for other single batteries. Amp hour is the standard that has to do with current and time. Is the same way for all batteries. That's the way they rate them. Amp hour. So lithium ion batteries too is the same. So if it is 200 amp hour and they say it's 48 volts for lithium ion, if you want to achieve 200 amp hour, 48 volts on the other batteries that are 12 volts, that means you need to put them together in series. By the time you put 4 together, that will give you 48 volts, but it is still 200 amp hour. So the 4 now is equivalent to a single lithium ion battery, that single package that is rated 200 amp hour, 48 volts. You're expected to get the same discharge time on a particular load. For instance, now, maybe you put 1,000 watt load on it. If they've stated that the battery can withstand 1,000 watt load, then under normal condition or standard condition, they are both expected to discharge to their load level at the same time. But because of the type of material for lithium ion now and type of material for the other one, you may have variation on where they will stop. But the amp hour normally within the range of when it is full and when it's going to cut off as low should be the same thing for both batteries. I think that answers that question.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I would like to contribute if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've said it well. My only addition is that you have to factor in the depth of discharge component for lithium-ion batteries. So one of the major advantages of going for lithium-ion batteries is that they have greater depth of discharge as compared to lead-acid battery, which I usually like to use the concept of a glass of water. So depth of discharge is like saying you can drink 50% of the quantity of water in a glass. That's for lead acid battery. Or you can drink 90%, 80 to 90%, depending on the product or brand rather, of the volume of water in a glass for lithium-ion batteries. So what that simply means is that you can get more from lithium-ion batteries than you would get from lead-acid batteries. So when you put 4 units of 200 amps lead-acid battery to get the same rating you want to get from a maybe 48 volts, 200 amps lithium-ion battery, at the end of the day, the lithium-ion battery is still an advantage because in lead-acid, you can only get 50% of that capacity. But in lithium-ion batteries, you can get as much as 90% of that capacity, which means longer backup time for you. And then again, you also want to look at the lifespan. I think this has been touched. The lifespan of lead-acid battery and lithium-ion battery. The lithium-ion battery will always stand the test of time longer. You probably change your lead-acid battery twice, if not 3 times, before you change your lithium-ion battery, a good brand, once. So I just wanted to add that component of depth of discharge because it's one of the things you want to factor in when you're comparing lithium-ion battery discharge or backup time.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I will need to add this one too. Thank you for shedding more light to that. Now, I want us to look at the simple calculation, like 2 times 2. This is for everybody. Now, when it is stated that 200 amp hour, like I used in the example, the depth of discharge that is specified in the manual, it varies. For wet cell, it's different from AGM, and it varies from manufacturer to manufacturer. But from when they say their battery is full to when they say it is empty, that's what they mean by that 200 amp hour. That's the range of operation. That, okay, this is the energy you can get from this thing within this level and this level when you put this current to it. The same thing is applicable to lithium ion. Lithium ion could have higher voltage because it's not having the same voltage with the other batteries. So its own range too is there, which you have to know. Within the range, it is, if they say it's 200 amp hour, if it is 57 to 42, that is their range. They already said if it is 56 to 44, that's their range. They are telling you that, okay, within this range, which they have specified, this is the capacity of the battery. So that range is their own standard. The range of the lead acid cell is also different. That's their own standard, and that's where the capacity lies. 200 amp hour is a standard across board. So that's just the thing. So the person now, when you are now talking of current, the current they will deliver, maybe the person now means current because I don't know. This is arm power that we're talking here now. In terms of the current, they have different current. A 200 amp hour battery has a higher current delivery than 50 amp hour. So the same way we have in lithium ion, or that one is even another thing. You can have 200 amp hour, that is 5 kilowatt hour. I mean, 200 amps battery, that is 5 kilowatt hour for lithium. It can have. So it's just based on specification. It now depends on what you want. So whatever anybody wants, just pick it, ask questions, read more, and that's all. Thank you very much.
All right, that was very excellent, Engineer Kunle. Thank you very much. All right, on behalf of Genes Technologies, I'd like to use this medium to thank everyone for joining. Thank you for staying tuned to the end. And special thanks to other facilitators, or should I say co-facilitators who contributed to this webinar. That's Mr. Opashino and Engineer Hani. Thank you very much for your contribution as well. And special thanks to the speaker for the excellent talk. For those who could not join and those who would love to watch this recap, this webinar is actually recorded and will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. That will be later during the week. To stay up to date on further information from us, please be nice to subscribe to our YouTube channels and don't forget to follow us on our social media handles at Genes Technologies. That will be all for today, and thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, sir.